Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Heather. I am a quantum healing hypnosis practitioner. And in today's video, I want to talk to you a little bit about how to protect your space and how to know that your space is actually being protected once you do it. I work in these sessions every week, and the most amazing tips come through about how we can energetically protect ourselves, protect our homes, protect our spaces. And they're all amazing tips, but do you ever wonder, is that really working? I know for me personally, there's a lot of things that I do on a regular basis, and it feels like they're working because it doesn't feel like there's anything in my environment. I don't feel like anything really ever attacks me, or I don't have some experiences that some of my clients do. So it feels to me like the protection that I'm invoking is actually working. But it's energetic. So you just sort of have to set up your protections and hope for the best, or not really hope for the best. That may not be the right way to say it, but trust that it's working. But I have this story to share with you that I think is pretty amazing, that actually shows the power of this energetic protection in action. So I recently worked with just one of the most amazing clients that I've worked with, and that was the sweetest 12-year-old girl named Lauren. Now, her session is on my channel. I can't think of the name right now, but I'm going to leave a link to her session below if you want to listen to it. It was so much fun to do this session because Lauren was so easy to work with. She was able to connect so easily. And we were able to bring through a lot of information and a lot of tools to help her. She's very talented, very gifted, very tuned into her abilities at an early age. And for her, that's very overwhelming because, at 12, you don't really know what to do with all of these abilities. So I'm happy to say, if you've happened to listen to that session, that she has made so much progress, and her whole life has just transformed since that session. But let's talk about protection, because Lauren has the ability to see the spirits and the entities that exist around us. Now, if you've been watching this channel and you've listened to some of my sessions, you know that there are entities and energies and lost souls and things that can be in our space, in our environment, and they can also, unfortunately, attach to us. And we just have to energetically get them back off and help them to cross over. Lauren has had this gift for most of her life, all of her life since she was little. And what we found out in her session is that ability just never turned off. Where most children have these gifts and abilities to see what's in their environment, Lauren's never got shut off. A lot of times kids will tell their parents they're seeing things, they've got an imaginary friend, there's things in their room. And we as parents want to try to comfort our kids and tell them that it's okay. And so we say, there's nothing there. There's nothing to be scared of. There's nothing to worry about. But really, what I'm finding out through these sessions is a lot of times the children really are able to see what's in their environment. They can see what's around them. So if you're a parent and you've got a child that is seeing things, take that as truth, because more than likely it is, and just figure out how to help your child feel safe and protected. Give them the tools and resources that they need at an early age to protect their energy, and help them to cultivate these gifts and abilities, because a lot of times these are abilities that most of my clients want to tap back into. So, if we can keep those gifts active when they're younger, they'll always have them. It's just a matter of teaching them how to control them, how to handle them, and to know what to do. So with Lauren, she had a particular female spirit that had been with her for a very long time. And this spirit had found her when she was a lot younger and come into her life when she was going through a really difficult time with her father. So this spirit has sort of been with her almost as a motherly spirit is sort of the way that I was getting it. The spirit felt like it needed to be with Lauren. So the spirit did come up in the first session, but I did not realize at the time when we were doing the session that this spirit was still actively with Lauren. Otherwise, I would have helped her in that session cross over, but I didn't do that. So after Lauren's session, I get an email from Sarah, and Sarah is Lauren's mom. And Sarah says, "Oh my goodness, Heather." She said, "Okay, so let me back up. So in Lauren's session, we worked with Archangel Michael because Lauren has a connection with Michael, and I work with Michael in a lot of my sessions. So Michael assisted us in helping her learn how to protect her space, helping her to clear her space of any entities that were already there. And we used the pyramid of white light to place around the home. Now that is my go-to for protecting my home, is placing a pyramid of white light over my home and anchoring that down. And the reason for that is because a pyramid is a very powerful, sacred geometric shape. It's a geometric configuration, and it just holds a lot of power within that shape. So I am regularly placing a pyramid around my home. You can place a pyramid of white light around your body. You can place pyramids everywhere. They're very, very powerful. And again, it's one of those things where you're like, okay, I'm placing a pyramid of white light around my home. Is it really working? So we did all that in the session. We cleared the home. We protected the home. Michael told her if she needed him to come in and clear the home, that he would be there to assist her. After the session, Sarah sends me an email and says, "Heather, the spirit that was in the house," and it was the lady, "is now out of the house and sort of on the corner of the home, or on the street. I'm not quite sure where in the home. Down by the mailbox, I think is what they said. And she's just pacing. She's pacing back and forth. And she's like, we don't know what to do." And so every time Sarah, the mom, went outside to go for a walk at night, her iPhone or her phone would start flipping through all of these different songs, and all of these things would pop up. And she said Lauren would look out the window and could see this spirit was like right on her heels, just following her right on her heels. And she said, "I get chills all over my body. The hairs are standing up. I know there's something behind me. I don't know what to do." They said, "We've tried to call in Archangel Michael. We've tried to use all the tools, but it's not working. She's still there." So I gave her some more things that they could try, and they tried them, and she was still there. Sarah said one day they went to get in the car, and the lady, or she said they got in the car. On Lauren's side, it was nice, cool air, but on Sarah's side, it was blasting heat, and she couldn't get it off. Like, she had to drive the car to take Lauren where she was taking her, with heat blasting in her car. So I'll just stop and say this. Entities and spirits absolutely have the ability to control electronics. We see this all the time in sessions where we have weird electronic issues. All of a sudden the headphones stop working, can't get the microphone connected, the internet connection starts to get unstable when the person has never had internet trouble in their entire life. Lots of things can happen electronically because those spirits can manipulate that. So that's what was happening with this spirit. And as you can imagine, that can be a little scary when you're dealing with something course, Lauren can see, Sarah can't really see, and there was something going on with the spirit that was making her very, very angry and upset. So we needed to get to the bottom of it. So I suggested, let's do another little quick mini session. Lauren goes under so easily and is able to connect. I thought we can just sit down and do this. And so we did. We once again connected with Michael, and we started asking questions about this spirit. We found out that this spirit had been with Lauren for a long time and felt like it was her responsibility to be here. She felt like she was playing a big part in helping Lauren to feel better, because Lauren had been through a lot, and she wasn't going to leave because she felt like she had a responsibility to Lauren. And that's why none of the things that we were trying to do were getting her to cross over, because she didn't want to go. So this spirit still had her own free will, and just because we were trying to do all of the things that we had learned, she wasn't going. Now, what was working was the protection that we placed around the home. And Michael had absolutely cleared the spirit out of the home. But now the spirit was pacing around outside of the home because she didn't want to go anywhere, because she wanted to be with Lauren. Which actually, it breaks my heart, if you want to know the truth. I don't look at these spirits as anything different than they're us, just outside of the body. And so the reason she was, I wouldn't say attacking Sarah, but trying to get her attention was because she was feeling very angry towards her. She was angry because Sarah had gotten Lauren the session, and after the session, she was no longer allowed in the home because of the protections that were now in place. So this spirit was very stubborn. You know, occasionally I come across a spirit that just doesn't want to go. You know, and if, like I said, if you've listened to any of my sessions, you know, sometimes they're very easy. Sometimes they're ready to go right out of the gate. They're like, I'm ready. Just get me out of here. And sometimes they're like, nope, I'm not going. And I've had some that I've really had to work at and think, oh my goodness, how am I going to get this spirit to cross over? Because again, I'm dealing with their free will. I can't just force them. Now, some things I can force off, like AI and things like that. We can have the angels come in and just take it off. But these spirits, you know, they still have their own free will as well. So I actually had Lauren speak to her. I had Lauren speak to her and tell her how she felt about her being here, and help her to understand that there's nothing that she could do to help Lauren on this side, and that she needed to move over to the other side so that she could start the next part of her journey, start her new life over, whatever it was that's the next part of her journey for her soul. And so once Lauren spoke with her, it helped her to understand that she was no longer needed, but very loved. We wanted her to understand that she was very much appreciated, and it worked. It worked. She finally agreed to cross over and go home. And so we assisted her back into the light. And so after the session, the first thing that Lauren wanted to do was get up and go look outside and see if she could see her. And so she did, and she came back and said she's not there. She's gone. So I thought that was pretty amazing. I just got an update from Sarah last night, and she said, I think it's been like a week or two. I can't quite remember the time. But anyway, she said she's not been back. She's been gone completely. So, you know, that's just another validation that what we did actually worked. But I thought that was pretty cool because it just shows the power of that white pyramid, that pyramid of white light. Now, I will say you've got to get your home clean before you place that pyramid. I mean, you can place the pyramid to prevent anything else from coming in, but I'm not sure if that pyramid of white light is going to get everything out. So how you would do that is you can simply you can call in Michael if you feel connected to Michael. You can call upon another angel that you feel connected to. You can call in your guides, your higher self, whatever entities or deities, not entities, but whatever positive, benevolent beings that you feel connected to. You can ask them to assist you with cleansing and clearing your home of any negative energies, negative entities, any beings that are not supposed to be there. You can include earthbound souls. You can include whatever you want into that, and ask all of those beings to be removed from your home. I always like to ask Michael to close any open portals, because portals are where these entities get in. And I like to ask him to check around the TVs, because I have learned in many different sessions that our TVs, our video game systems, our phones, our electronic devices, unfortunately, can open portals. And a lot of times it has to do with the energy of what we're watching. If you're watching something very negative, very low frequency, it has the potential of opening up a portal where these energies, these entities can come in. So I also like to ask Michael to place white light around all of the devices in my home, all of the screens, all of the electronics, all of the gaming systems, all of the phones, anything that you feel needs a little extra light for protection. Go ahead and do that. It never hurts. And ask him to close any open portals in or around the home. And then place that pyramid of white light around your entire home and include your yard. Don't forget your yard. Make it big. And you can do this through visualization. You can do this through intention, and you can do this through asking your guidance. And I just wanted to share this with you because this is the first time I've actually seen the white light pyramid in action. And it works, because Lauren said there has been nothing in her home for the first time. And usually there's all sorts of things in the home. So I just wanted to share this with you because I think it's a powerful way to protect your space, and something that you can easily use and incorporate every day just to keep things out of your space that shouldn't be there. So make sure you're invoking that beautiful pyramid of white light. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to drop those questions below. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing just wonderful, and I'll talk to you in the next video.